So hello everyone, in the last video we had discussed about the four main features of object oriented programming. Now we are going to discuss in detail about the features of object oriented programming. Apart from these four features, there are other more features of object oriented programming are also available. We will discuss that also after discussing this one. So the first feature of object oriented programming is encapsulation. Encapsulation uh, is the wrapping of data and function in a single unit. The wrapping of data and function in a single unit means the binding of data. Binding, I hope you all understand what is the meaning of binding. So the all the datas are and functions are being wrapped in a single unit, and that wrapping of data and function is known as encapsulation. This feature basically provides the inheritance between object data and the program. So now the question arises in mind, what is inheritance? So in simple terms, inheritance means acquiring the properties of another data or anything else. So basically encapsulation provides the inheritance between object data and the program. This insulation of data from direct access by the program is called data hiding and information hiding. So through encapsulation we can simply hide any kind of data, and this is considered to be most secured feature of object oriented programming. For example, Java in the Java, data member and member function are being wrapped here. So it is also the example of encapsulation. Now let's move to the next feature of object oriented programming, that is polymorphism. There are Polymorphism is divided into two types. First one is compile time polymorphism and the second one is runtime polymorphism. Now compile time polymorphism is also divided on two types. First one is method overriding and second one is operator overloading. Operator overloading is very important from exam point of view. And the next is runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism is divided into only one type, that is virtual function. Now let's move to the next one about the definition of polymorphism. So the definition of polymorphism, as we can simply understand, poly means many and morphism means form. So the word polymorphism basically means many forms. Polymorphism can be defined as the ability of message to be displayed in more than one forms. So suppose you are sending a text message to someone. So you can send it to WhatsApp, Facebook. You can send the same message from the normal text message as well. Let us understand with an example. Suppose a person can have a different characteristic at a same time. He can be sad, he can be angry, or he can play various roles at a same time. So in the technical terms, polymorphism can be defined as the ability of a message to be displayed in more than one forms. Example, a person at the same time can have different characteristics. The next one is abstraction. Abstraction is also a feature of object oriented programming. So now let's discuss it in the detail. Abstraction can be defined as the process of identifying only the required characteristic of an object and ignoring the irrelevant details. For example, if you are using a cell phone, you have to only use camera, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all the required things which you are using. You are not going to see what are the signals and the wires set beyond the software. So cell phone can be a very good example of abstraction. It means most of the irrelevant process are being hidden and the required process is only identified by the abstraction. The next point is hiding internal details and showing functionality is known as in abstraction. Now the next point is inheritance. Inheritance is also a part of object oriented programming. It is considered to be the most useful feature of object oriented programming. So when an object acquires all the properties and behavior of parent object, then it is known as inheritance. For example, if we talk about a child always takes most of the properties and characteristic of their parents. So similarly, inheritance means all the properties of parent object are being taken by the child object, and that process is known as inheritance. Now let's have a look to some important topics which are very important from exam point of view, and we have to cover that. uh, So the first one we must have to read is the basic concept of object oriented programming language. The second is procedural programming, and OOP object OOP means object oriented programming. So we have to read the comparison between both procedural and object oriented programming. The next we have to study advantages of object oriented programming and about its languages. The next one is class and object. Definition of class and object. Class and object is also a property of object oriented programming, which we have to read in detail in the upcoming videos. The next one is concept of inheritance and encapsulation, as we have studied today. The next, as I told you, operator overloading is most important topic from exam point of view, so we have to study also. The next one is operator overloading. After operator overloading, we have to study dynamic binding, overview of object oriented programming using C++, and the next one is basic program construction, main and function program statements, class declaration, and all the comments. So I'll make a video on the all the required topics one by one. Till then, thank you.